All right, guys, we're recording. So thank you so much for joining us on this lovely Tuesday night. We're getting ready to round out the month. I am stepping in for Elite 2 Tracy Anderson, who is actually visiting Modair's corporate home office today. She is meeting with General Manager Mandy Clower. So we're really excited to see the learnings that Tracy is picking up today during her meeting. We just adore Tracy, and we're so glad that she makes these relationships with all our support staff here at Modair and making those connections to help us with our business. So tonight we have a special training. I'm not going to go on too much. I'm going to just introduce Anna Woodward here. Anna, you guys, is someone that is so special to me. She goes back to like my last company. So we've been doing business together for quite some time. I'll never remember, or I'll always remember the first time I laid eyes on Anna Woodward. I think she was wearing a similar color. Actually, I can see her now, and she's in, bright colors. And I remember going to a hotel banquet room by myself because my girlfriend told me to go check out this company because it was coming to Canada. And I walked into this ballroom. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know what to expect. It was my first time doing network marketing. And I laid eyes on this vision in red, you guys. She had her hair, looked like it had just been blown out from the salon. She had all these jewelry, and I was like, who is this woman? What does she have? And how can I be a part of it? Seriously, I was mesmerized by Miss Anna Woodward. And she had me at hello, you guys. So I know a lot of you that have met her. She just pulls you in. She makes you feel like the most important person ever. And you just feel like you're friends for life when you partner with her. So I'm so glad to be over here at Modair, which is our new home for the masses. And she's definitely leading the pack by example. I love that Anna is in the trenches with us and so forth. She has taken a huge course and she's really getting into how advantageous social media is and how we can make a greater impact than the activities that we're currently doing online. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Elite 3, Anna Woodward, and take it away, Anna. Tell us what you're learning.
Oh my goodness, Casey, I'm blushing. I mean, I know you probably can't tell because the color of my blouse, but wowzers, you had me at hello. That's just, us meeting is just, once again, it's evident of the law of attraction. So anyway, I adore you. So thank you guys. So I thought I would start off with sharing a little bit with you all about what I've been up to. And I'm so blessed to have so many leaders in this team, in this company, that, I can wear both hats. I can do calls like this, and I can get on and do some of the things I do, individual coaching and so forth. But I also can still do the things I like to do as a social marketer because I love sharing the business, and I love sharing the products with customers too. So what I have been doing the last few weeks is trying to crack a code that has been bothering me. And let me share a little bit about what that is and why this call has come up tonight. Hey, go ahead and mute. If you just jumped on, we can hear you. So basically, I've been in the industry 13 years, and I think I know we are at one of the most pivotal, powerful, impactful times for this industry, for this profession, because of technology and because of the shift that Modair's been ahead of and been building on this social retail platform for 4 solid years now. They saw it coming. And, but my background has been, I come from where everybody else comes from. And so I've been kind of watching this transition, and the math hasn't added up all the time. And what I mean by that is I'm on Facebook, I hear and I see people, but I'm not quite sure people know what to do because I'm not sure I know what to do. My situation and you guys, when you get to work with me, I try to be as transparent as I can be. I don't want anything but what I know to be true, what I believe to be true, because I think that will help you in your understanding of where you are in this journey and where you want to go. But for me, in coming over to Modair, I had already built a very, very successful business, and I had a name, and honestly, people came flooding to me. But there was a certain time where that slowed down, and I'm like everybody else trying to crack the nut of social retail. But because 13 years in this industry, 12 I guess now, I've been in companies where it's the way we've always done it. We've done it in family rooms and living rooms. We've done it in hotel rooms. We've had big hotel events with PowerPoints, inviting guests, after parties, Super Saturday regionals. It's been an event-driven business, people to people. And what I have seen, the dramatic shift, is this platform of digital media and using social media to replace the living room. Social media replaces, in some cases, many cases, Starbucks. And social media is replacing the hotel opportunity presentations and so forth. So it started to become very apparent to me that even though I thought, oh, I was pretty good on social media, I'm a baby. And I really wanted to find out what are the best of the best doing, and how can we adapt that to a system where, number one, I can do it, because I have goals for my business. I want to keep on building. I don't believe in managing. I want to constantly bring people on. I want to create new business centers, develop entrepreneurs, look at the best potential in people, create, new teams in parts of the country, parts of the world. That's what excites me. But if I don't know what to teach them, how am I going to do that? So I guess this has just been my journey. I know there's lots of training and there's lots of things in One Voice, and Justin has videos. And whether you feel like you guys have cracked the code yourself or not, I don't know. I'm just going to share with you how I have processed, how I've learned, and how I'm going to give it back to you. I believe in bite-sized, systematic, we're going to just call them to-do badges. So you can easily see what you should be doing in a day, or how to have a customer service or a customer follow system that you can do with every single customer, and you can teach to every person on your team who has a customer. And again, it's all on the platform of social media. So real quick, let me talk to you a little bit about social media. The whole point of social media is to turn all those strangers out there and those acquaintances, but they're mostly strangers, into some sort of friend or some sort of connection. Okay, that's the whole goal. The goal is not to, now listen very carefully, not to put a before and after of M3 up there on your Facebook wall and wait for the messages to come in. Like, that's passive, and that might work for some people, but it's not. That's only a little bit of the story, and that's what I've been trying to pull apart and go, aha, now I see what kind of this whole social retail really means. It's engagement. So we're going to talk tonight, first off, about how to engage, and then really what you want to convey through social media, because social media is your opportunity to let your network see who you are, right? And this is the part I love about this, because I am a classical musician, and I love to be creative. I love this part of it. I love personality, and I love to be able to say, now finally I can look at each one of you and say, now's the time on social media to start really thinking about, who do you want your network to see? What is your story going to be? I know, for one, it has to be genuine. I know it has to be authentic. And it has to be you. You can't copy Casey. You can't copy me or anybody else. It has to be your story and what you want the world to see of you. And then starting to put that together on your main platform, which I'm assuming is Facebook, is your first step. So let's go over that just a little bit. You guys, the biggest mistake people make in social media, and if this is working for you, then just kind of take it with a grain of salt. But listen to the second half of what I have to say. The biggest mistake people are making is they're just selling through social media. They're just trying to sell. And you guys, what do we know? Why do car salespeople get such bad raps? Because no one wants to be sold. So that's a short-term solution. I don't believe it's going to work long-term. So you have to think about, what are the pros doing on social media that are capturing in just, we're talking the span of 18 to 2 years, 18 months to 2 years, like relatively small periods of time, creating massive followings. They're adding value to their social media platform. They're adding content. They're not thinking, how can I sell? How can I get a new customer today? Really, they're primarily thinking, what can I add on social media? What can I put on Facebook that would give my audience the most value today? Okay. So I want you to start tweaking some of your thinking. I'm not saying you can't post what you post, but if it's all you're posting, I think we need to elevate that image of what you want the world to see, because you're bigger than this. You guys, network marketing is it's a bigger profession and opportunity than just that quick sale and getting that quick commission and that quick daily pay. It's opportunity to change lives. It's the opportunity to empower entrepreneurs around the world. to believe in other people's dreams, to give them systems and support them and teach them and coach them how they can solve problems, right? And we do that with our products too, don't get me wrong. But the trick is, what do you want to be seen as, and what do you want your image to be? So first thing, let's talk about your Facebook profile. Okay. So number one, and this is gonna be real quick. Obviously you want a good profile picture, and you want to be willing to change that maybe once a month, every 6 weeks. If you can, spend a couple $100s and get some nice photos done this summer, I recommend it. You do not want your cat or your dog as your profile picture. I really would say as well, you don't want your children with you as your profile picture. I know for a birthday or something, but people need to know who you are. You guys, you're praying, and I know this, you're praying for people to choose you, right? And if you've been chosen by someone, that means someone has chosen you to sponsor them because they found you on social media. That is a huge honor, right? And we're going to talk about that as I probably my next segment on social media. But you got to be someone that they want to choose. Does that make sense? So who do you think is someone people want to follow? You need to be that person. Doesn't mean you need to be perfect. I will never be the most successful. I'll never be the skinniest. I'll never be the most beautiful. I'll never be the richest person in this industry, but I will be the most sincerely Anna I can possibly be. And I have already converted my mindset. Before I post anything, I go through this checklist of what can I do to add the most value today? All right. So I want you to write that down. What can I do to add the most value? So write that down. Your Facebook, you also want to have your Facebook banner, make it very welcoming. It could have a nice professional image. It could have something you make on, there's lots of little apps out there. I like the one called Canva, Canva. I like that app because there's a whole Facebook banner section, and you can add quotes, or you can jazz it up with a picture that comes from your own camera photos, whatever. But be willing to put something. You can look at mine. It's probably not going to stay there forever, but I believe what I want to help represent is some form of health, wealth, and freedom to people who follow me. So my content is really a platform of health, right? Because we're in wellness products. Today, I posted about water because that's about wellness. It's about health, wealth, and then creating wealth. So I sometimes have ideas, or I show lifestyle, and then freedom, really having the ability as an entrepreneur to own my time and make those choices. So that's kind of my thing. But you have to decide what your thing is. And if you want to use part of that, use part of that. Facebook is so enormous, but just decide, who do I want to be? And start writing that down in two or three main points that you want people to, when they immediately look at you, to know that you're somebody that captures those qualities. Maybe you're super positive. Maybe you're super into women empowerment. Okay, so you're going to have probably a really strong female picture. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mommy, so you're definitely going to incorporate some of that and how you manage to raise a family and be, with an entrepreneur, and be adding value to social media, not just selling products. Okay. So my whole concept, before I go on, about social media, about this profession, so I promised you I'd be always 100% authentic with you guys, it is a long game. And, I see too often people make their network marketing career money their livable income too soon, and it adds massive stress, and it sometimes forces us to make changes and make do things we probably wouldn't do to our image because we're under stress and we have to pay that mortgage or pay that bill, and we're relying on a certain amount of customers and so forth. Now, I understand having goals, but I want to share with you how I have always built my business. It was always secondary income. It was always secondary income to what my husband did. And honestly, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. If it wasn't secondary income to what my husband did, I would have had another job. I would have been teaching 30 flute students and teaching at Seattle Pacific University. And then I was building an Arbonne early on when I was teaching at Seattle Pacific University, and my husband had a job. So I never saw it as, if we don't make this number this month, we can't buy groceries. I always had something else. Now, why do I share that? Because I was always able to play the long game. And sure, I've made mistakes, but I was always able to play the long game. And then eventually, like Jim Rohn says, work full time on your job or whatever that career is that's paying your mortgage and your bills and your spending money and your gas money and your food on the table and so forth, and work part-time on your fortune. Well, what I'm going to show you, the way the platform has changed with social media, it is so part-time. It's ridiculous. I mean, you can do this on the toilet. Now, I know women can't because we don't sit there long enough, but I'm just saying, like, you can do it in the bathtub. Like, there's, as long as you don't answer a video chat, do not do that. But it's just so much, it's mind-boggling to me how convenient and how this is pockets of time if you know the steps to do, okay? But play the long game. All right, because what I'm teaching right now is how to start creating an influence, how to be someone people want to follow, and they actually look to your Facebook page for posts, right? They're not just coming by once and leaving. They're going to come back again and again. And I have a whole other topic for another Facebook, another Zoom, but we'll get to that, how you can start capturing your lists from Facebook, but that's another training. Okay, so first impressions are everything. Keep your bio very simple. Right? Keep your bio very simple. I went to my bio and I took off half my education. So I was like, well, people really don't care I went to high school. Like, do they really? I was just way too many things on my bio. It needs to be like really, really simple. And I'm considering taking off Modere Elite 3. Now that's something I'm going to consider doing now because why? Because I want people to ask me what I do. Right. And before I put it out there so everyone knows, but now I'm kind of like cocky enough that I think, you know what? They want to know if I'm at Modere, they can ask. And then I get into that conversation. So I'm starting to put the connecting the dots between how important it is to not just have drive-bys to my social media page I never see again, but to capture as many people in conversation and exchanges that those become the people that were in the living room at my neighbor's house. Those become the people at that real results party. Those become all those people in the hotel rooms. It's the interaction I can get into with my social media. But I didn't know how to do that before. So, okay, so they always go to your Facebook page. So, case in point, Lisa Cox just sponsored a rock star from another company. This gal probably was a $30,000 a month earner. She found her on Facebook and she sussed her out and she did her shopping around and she picked Lisa. I think she picked Lisa because Lisa is Lisa Cox. Like, who doesn't love Lisa? But she also had something on there about an interest in golden doodles. And this girl's a huge golden doodle fan. So that might have been the one little thing that showed enough of Lisa's personality and who she is, healthy, live clean Lisa and everything, that this gal said, I'm going with her because I just feel a connection. I don't know if that's what it is, but I thought that was cute. They both are golden doodle mommies. Anyway, so people are searching for the right person through social media. So your bio should be simple. Your 5 featured photos. We all can pick about 5 featured photos. Make them, diversify them a little bit. Have something that's lifestyle. Let's see, where's my notes on that? Have like a lifestyle photo, so it's not just all family. Have a great photo of you. Maybe again, if you're female and you want people following you, you got to have some strong looking photos, right? So maybe if you're on stage, Casey, you're on stage at one of the last events last year. So maybe you want to put one of those photos with you with the big Modere in the background. So that's kind of subtle, but it shows you're on stage. Maybe a team photo, maybe a family thing or with your spouse, but have something that shows you on the beach or enjoying life as well. Now, men, before I go on, because you're a little different if you're building the business, unfortunately, it's just the world we live in. Women see men on Facebook, and if we don't know them, we initially think creeper. Like, we have to do the creeper test to make sure if they're not a creeper, then we can accept them. So one of the things that will help you as men is to have your profile picture be you and your girlfriend, or you and your wife, or you and your dog. You can put a dog on there because it makes you a little bit more relatable and less scary. And all I can say is that came from the top experts. And so I'm not going to argue it. I don't know how many men, and I know you women do too, try to Facebook request us all the time. And the next thing that comes is a message to, hey, I like the way you look, this and that. And you're like, oh my God. So we just delete. So you don't want to be even remotely mixed up in that. So a woman in your picture, if it's your girlfriend or your wife, makes you look more approachable and safe. Okay. And then you always have a chance to write what you're about, your mission statement or something. And I think it's important to have verbs that show that you're in the process of something. So one of the things you could say is, I'm on a mission too. And we don't want to all use I'm on a mission too, or but that's an idea so people can go, oh, that person is someone worth, you know, following. They're doing something. They're not just putting posts of rainbows and kitties and, you know, whatever, right? And recipes and food. They're actually doing something about that I'm interested in. So again, what image do you want your network to start seeing? What I'm going to suggest after this call is you each buddy up. Okay. And you pick a buddy and you say, let's review each other's Facebook page. Cause I can't possibly go to all of your Facebook pages. And I'm not the expert, but it's really when you start looking, I just want you to ask, can I identify what this person's about? And then, you know, what could I suggest to this person to be more eye-catching, to be more, to stand out. Okay. And again, when I say eye-catching, not necessarily, you know, did you have a great makeup artist or was it a good hair day? Do you stand out? And that comes with little tweaks in time, but that's one of the things you all want to do with your Facebook page. And you guys can get a partner and start looking at each of those pages. I have suggested to people, get a professional photo done. You can do selfies, but honestly, you know, if you want people to follow you and take you seriously, long Wealth freedom messaging, where occasionally I have testimonials or some great pictures that, you know, or testimonials or a video occasionally mixed in that 9 months, 10 months down the road, they have an injury. They think, I think Anna has something about that. So that's because marketing is passive on social media when you just post and wait. Okay. But that's okay. That's part of what we do. So you have to be aware that, you know, just because you don't feel like your posts are working in 6 weeks, you don't quit. That's what rookies do. All right. That's what rookies do. And it happens all the time, and not because they're not deserving. They just don't know. Like you're doing the passive stuff that takes months and months, even a couple years for really to have the payoff. Now, having said that, prospecting is the passive proactive activity that replaces going out to Starbucks or getting into a conversation at Macy's. Where instead of I'm going out there and going out my front door and going to the baseball field and trying to strike a conversation up with a stranger or calling my sister-in-law, I can find people on social media and prospect and get into those conversations every day, all day long. All right. So that's what I want to talk to you about, because that was probably the first aha where I went, oh my God, OMG, like what? This is insane. It just took, people think, well, Anna's had all this success. Yeah. But that, the game's changed. No, the playing board has changed. The game is the same. The playing board has changed. It's taken me a little bit of time to figure out how to navigate this board, because once I've got this figured out, I'm gone. That expression, she gone. I'm out of here. Not out of here, but I'm going to totally I'm going to just ramp this up and go crazy, because it's right there for all of us. And I think if I've learned anything, I went to the Network Marketing Powerful Women event. I don't know how many people shared. And then I did this social media summit through Eric Worre. And Eric Worre pretty much is the master for the industry for putting the best of the best together on these stages. You guys, there's so much room at the table for the top of the top right now, building on this platform of social media and getting ahead. It's not even funny. Most people are still trying to invite to a home presentation. Most people are still trying to get people to come to a hotel event. They don't, or if they're in a company that was their platform, they don't have this social media platform already with Facebook groups and, One Voice and different things already built into our vocabulary and our day of life. And so what I want you to know is we're entrepreneurs in Modere, and it really does come down to us as leaders to figure out how to do the hows and to articulate it to you so you can do it too. But it also comes down to how badly do each one of you want it, because these are not hard things. It's just slight adjustments in how we've been thinking about what we've done up until now. Okay, so let me share with you what I call a daily mode of operation. And I have this on a little Facebook badge, and I'll share it with Casey and she'll get it out. But basically, here's the thing. This business, again, it's a long game, but even for the short game, even for that weekly check, that daily check for a new customer, or that monthly check, you have to know what to do every day, or how can you do it, right? Now, would you be honest? How many of you, if do not know what to do every day, go ahead and say something in the chat. We're not going to save this, and you're not going to be called out, but I'm either barking up the right tree or I'm not. I really think this is the missing code in the lock, if you will. I don't think people know what to do on a daily basis or how to do it. So I put this together. It's called a daily mode of activity. And I loved how the top leaders were talking about DMOs, which is daily mode of operations. And I couldn't really simplify this. So the first thing I put was post on Facebook 2 times, one in the morning and one in the evening. One of those could be a live. Okay. But it's really, really important to think about those posts and to be ready to interact after those posts. Okay. I'll get to that in a minute. Private message, 5 to 10 people a day. Now that's that when you go to Messenger, private messaging. So, and using voice, you guys, text and voice are 2 completely different things. 99.9% of people have never heard a voice message through Messenger yet. If you're the first one and they can hear your enthusiasm and your willingness to reach out. I mean, I got a gal as a customer who maybe become a business partner with me simply because I reached out and I said, how do we know each other? Like, I saw you comment on my page. Thank you for stopping by. And I'm trying to think how we know each other. We have one friend in common. And that just started a conversation. And I was trying to be real normal. And before I knew it, she wanted to know what I was up to. So, I mean, this really does work. So I did use voice messenger a lot. Private message, 5 to 10 people a day. All right. And then share the product or the opportunity with 2 people a day. That's probably where most people get tripped up. But if you are engaging in what I just shared with you, the 2 posts a day, and then interacting, so you're sending private messages to 5 to 10 people, you're going to have 2 people that you can reach out and invite them to watch a video for the product or maybe their opportunity. And I'll get to that in just a moment. Because again, I'm going through this quickly because I have 5 minutes left, but it's how to do the hows that are most important. The other thing is for this business is personal development. You go work at Starbucks, I don't know. They probably have sometimes you have to go to a clinic or something, but there's no personal development really needed. You just have to learn how to pull a latte. As an entrepreneur, you have to invest in the muscle between your ears. That really is the end game. That's 99% of it are the thoughts you think and how you perceive what's happening. And are you willing to grow and learn, or are you going to get psyched out and pulled out because of something someone said? Because that's not, we deal with that every single day. We just learn to strengthen this muscle. So 15 minutes of personal development, huge. And then 15 minutes of product training. Whether you're doing it on Facebook groups, or you're getting on a team call like tonight, so congratulations, you guys are on. You can check off the 15 minutes of training because you're on your team call. But every day, if you do 15 minutes, you can go watch one of the product videos, just 15 minutes, so you know a little bit more about how to ATM, or again, just 15 minutes a day. This is the thing. This is not an 8-hour-a-day job, right? This is literally, this can be done in about an hour, and you can split it up. So on my Facebook badge, which I'm going to send you guys, the 15 minutes of personal development and the 15 minutes of product training, that should be like after hours. That should not be prime social media time or when you're with your family. Like you can, again, I'd actually do my reading in the bathtub, but just don't drop your book. But anyway, but the most important income producing activity are the three bullet points I have at the very, very top. Okay, so real quick. When you make a post, there's two things that you can do. Number one, before you make the post, you can be commenting on other people's posts. From here on out, don't get on Facebook and like or love anything if you're not willing to comment, okay? That's your new standard for you guys. Because what happens is Facebook thinks, oh, this is a lazy contributor. And that you're kind of noted in the algorithm, like you're not contributing. They want people to have conversations going. They want back and forth. So if you go by a post and just like, it's doing nothing to help your algorithm and people seeing you. You have to comment. Before you post, maybe 20 minutes before you post, go on there and do lots of commenting. Always love something before you comment, and then comment. Because that's also going to have you noticed if you do that, then when you post, suddenly they're commenting on you, they can see you more. Okay, so it helps up the algorithm. And again, this is the thing that's constantly changing. So, as I'm learning, I'll bring you the updates, but this is some of the best practices that we can all do now. Then you post or you go live. And after you do that, you should be around for the next 20, 30 minutes, because as people are liking and commenting, you are going to love each one of their comments and you're going to reply back. All right, here's why. It's all about the algorithm, and it's all about turning those likes and comments into, those are now your prospects, okay? I'm running out of time. So when I say they're prospects, they're not prospects yet. They're people that have shown interest in your message, right? Remember I talked in the beginning about what is the value you want to add to your audience? This is the authentic truth about social media. It is not a selling platform. That is the short game, and some people are going to run into dead ends because people will eventually turn them off. It does cheapen the profession if that's all you want to do is sell on it. You want to add value and create influence and a following. And when the timing's right and someone sees you post that, 6th post, which is product related or before and after, they say, what does that? You say, I'll private message you, and you get into conversation. So let's say you post something or you do a Facebook Live and there's 5 comments. Okay, that's great. Now, if you go back and you love each comment immediately in the first hour, let's say 30 minutes to an hour, you love each comment and you comment back, now suddenly you have 10 comments. And what I've noticed is oftentimes people will comment back to your comment. So you could get 15 comments off a post where you initially only had 5 because you weren't interacting. And then what I do is what I've started to do now, and it's really upped my engagement with how many people I have to kind of work with right now, and I call them new acquaintances. New people that I potentially have a problem to solve for them. I'm just having, it takes a little bit of back and forth to figure out what that could be. But what I do is I click on each name, and if they're already in Modere, great. I don't, I just comment and everything else, and be nice and everything else. If I see someone who I go to their Facebook page, I don't really know who they are, I don't see hardly any friends in common, they're not Modere, you know what? I take that to Messenger right away. And this is how people are doing this. And I say, hey, thank you for stopping by my live. I love social media, how it brings people together. How do we know each other? Do we have anyone in common? And just get in conversation, and you can go back and forth, and that can count for one of the 5 to 10 private messages you sent. Okay, I've done this already, and like literally, I have a VIP pack going out. I have a new customer, and I have a potential customer who's going to be a social marketer, another social marketer. but there's lots of people who don't respond or it doesn't go anywhere. That's always going to be the case. If you do this with 10 people, you might get 3 who engage, and then 3 or 2 who might lead to wanting to be put in the M3 group or hearing more about collagen or joining that Facebook party, okay? It's just about being willing to have conversations. And so I'm going to give this little thing to you, and probably the next time, because we're out of time, I'll share with you my customer follow-up strategy that I took from a 7-figure earner. Again, this is new for me as a leader, right? I have not built my empire on this following, but we're here now on this platform, but this is the platform. And if we can crack the code and you guys are hungry and you have that desire and you want to, you love the idea of suddenly thinking about, your message, what's your contribution to social media? What do you want people to see? And here's the creative part. You get to decide, right? You get to reinvent yourself, if you will. I would say be authentic, be genuine, but you've got to start thinking about that. It's not hiding behind a system or hiding behind somebody else. You can actually start to be more and be yourself and start to shine. And that really is the essence of what we do in this industry, is we become better vessels, better messengers, and people who really love investing in other people and creating alternative pathways in life, health, wealth, freedom, things like that. But I'll tell you, it's exciting. And the time, if I look at the time I spent before versus the time I could spend now, night and day. I probably can get 100 times more done now if I'm doing the right things on social media with the right, just back and forth using Messenger, as opposed to how many hotel events did I go to? How many parties did I go to when no one was there? How many times did I get on airplanes and travel? I mean, it's a game's changed. And what I'll tell you is it really is anybody's game. And I'm going to say this, I see Natalie's name here on the screen for some reason, but I believe any single person in this group I'm talking to right now, if you really, really desired it and you really crush this down and, put some thought into your Facebook messaging, who are your friends, adding 5 to 10 friends a day, and you follow the list I gave you and you really engage in some of the development and some of the, really taking this seriously, there's no reason you couldn't be one of the top earners in this company in the next 18 to 24 months. I mean that, I mean that without a doubt. It is anyone's game, because most people are still stuck back in the living room and in the hotel mindset. They haven't figured out how to transfer all these amazing people, which, as we know, is unsaturated. What's the word? You can't saturate social media, right? So it's a matter of learning how to navigate, and without leaving your front door, or maybe you're at work, so you have to do it in the breaks, during breaks at work or at lunchtime, to connect and engage and add value and be someone who's willing to solve problems, not just sell, okay? Long-term professionals realize we're adding value. We want to solve problems. We want to make some friends. We want people to follow us. And I'm going to teach you guys some more things down the road. But let's start there. Let's all start about giving our Facebook profile, our bio, our, a big thing on the back, what's that called? All that stuff, a spruce up, and start thinking about, and I have so many notebooks here. I have so many notebooks that I take notes in. And so I've written down things about what do I want the world to know about me? What do I want my value to be? How do I want to contribute? And I came back to health, wealth, and freedom, but I also, if I could be specific, I'm 49. You saw me post about a healthy mammogram report yesterday, because I think I'm passionate about women's health. I posted about water today. I'm also, I'm passionate about going through that transition in life, both with family, with kids. So the more specific you can be, the more valuable you can be to that social media community. Okay. And then in between all those posts, you're going to have these great posts about before and after. Or the last thing I'll say is this, and I didn't get a chance to train on it, but you guys might know how to do this. So if you ordered coconut lime trim, it's shipping tomorrow. I'm going to do an unveiling, an unboxing, but I'm not going to tell people what it is. I'm going to, at the end of the day, say, as I get really close and really whatever, I'm saying, oh, you know what? If you really want to know what's about to come out of this box that's going to change lives, message me. I'm not going to let them know what it is, or I'm just going to have fun with this big unveiling and then get the comments rolling in, because you know what? It's after that I go back to all those comments and I start engaging. The trick is to get to Messenger, okay? And then from Messenger to get to the phone. But that's all I have time for tonight. So I appreciate you guys. I'm so excited to go down this path with you. Take it very seriously, because if you can master some of these simple, they're just adjustments in how you perceived, engaging and follow up, and the system, you guys are going to be unstoppable. Okay. It's a whole new game out there. So anyway, I appreciate you. Back to you, Casey.
Oh my gosh, Anna, that was like so spicy. I love it. I went from like being on a team call where I just like sit to like being on a team call. So I hope everyone else took tons of notes. They feel the same way. We're inspired, right, guys? Hello, Dream Team. Who's ready to like get to work, get crack-a-lackin' on our social medias? Make them a little better. Do those tweets. So Anna, just like your red lipstick and your red shirt, you like wrap that up in a perfect bow for us and a beautiful package to deliver to us. That was like seriously gold. So you guys, to wrap this up, Anna, you're more than welcome to stay on with us. I've got about 5 minutes of some shout outs, some recognition that Janine and Tracy wanted to carry out to the team. And it's gonna start with this week's top promoters. So Tracy has compiled a list of the top 10 promoters on the team this week. And number 1 is Beck Marsh. Number 2 is Mike Miller. Number 3 is Krista Jensen. Number 4 is Ashley Roy. Number 5 is Becky Hunter. Number 6 is Barb Mikowski. Number 7 is Jewel Hancock. Number 8 is Christina Yen Lee. Number 9 is Lizzie Parsons, and number 10 is Brett Budge. So congratulations, you guys. You're this week's top promoters. We're going to celebrate your successes here, pat you on the back. Good job, fist pump, go. And so now I'm going to move on to some shout outs. Some of your identified leaders, the directors and above on Tracy Anderson's organization, want to give a little shout outs to some of the people that are making large impacts in their business this week. So first off, Janine would like to shout out Jennifer Reddy. So Jennifer has been making some seriously hella cool posts on her social media lately, which totally aligns with what Anna was just teaching us. So congratulations, Jennifer. There's your shout out. Kristen Bevins wants to give a shout out to, I apologize for the name here. I don't want to butcher this, but I'm just going to go and say Jessica V. And Jessica is consistently working on her business on social media with posting and ATMing. And Kristen has to say she's also jealous of your custom Modere branded Nike kicks, girl. So keep up the good work. Another shout out is from Brett Budge. Brett would like to shout out to Nikki Newton for showing up every single day and continuing to make such a positive impact on the lives of everyone she encounters. So that's so lovely. Thank you, Brett, and good job, Nikki. Kate Dressel has a shout out to Courtney Call. So what Kate wanted to say is Courtney is such a great team player. She always helps bring positivity to seriously everything, and she is making huge strides in her business. So congrats, Courtney. Another shout out we have is from Ashley Roy, and Ashley wants to shout out to Neil Poole. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Tennille is a busy mom of a beautiful little girl, but she always finds the time to stay consistent, be posted, and always stay engaged with the team. So bravo, Tennille. And I have a little shout out. I want to recognize Natalie De Silva. So this girl, you guys, is one to watch. She is dominating social medias right now. Every time I watch her, she like pulls me in on the newsfeed, and I'm like, I want what Natalie has. So Natalie, keep doing what you're doing because it works. Your vibe is attracting your tribe. So congrats, Natalie. All right, guys, I like flew through those shout outs. Hopefully, guys, you kept up with the speed rounding. We wanted to keep this timely. Who wants more from Anna? Let's see it in the chat. Drop your comments below. Thank you for Anna for being our guest trainer. And we look forward. We're like hanging on with bated breath for the next training, part 2 of how to make an impact on social media. All right, guys, Dream Team, over and out. Good night, guys. Bye-bye.